Shahid Afridi, born Sahibzada Mohammad Shahid Khan Afridi, also known as Boom Boom Afridi, born on March 1, 1980, is a Pakistani cricketer. Between 1996 and 2012, Afridi played 27 Tests, 350 one-day internationals, and 59 Twenty20 Internationals for the Pakistani national team. He made his ODI debut on October 2, 1996 against Kenya and his Test debut on October 22, 1998 against Australia. Afridi has played more ODI matches than any other Pakistani cricket player. He is known for his aggressive batting style, and previously held the record for the fastest ODI century, i.e. in 37 deliveries, now broken by Corey Anderson, who took one delivery less, that is 36 deliveries, which he made in his first international innings, as well as scoring 32 runs in a single over, the third highest scoring over ever in an ODI. He also holds the distinction of having hit the most number of sixes in the history of ODI cricket. Afridi considers himself a better bowler than batsman, and has taken 48 Test wickets and over 350 in ODIs. Currently Afridi is third on the list of leading wicket takers in the 2020 format, behind Saeed Ajmal and Umer of Pakistan, taking 73 wickets from 70 matches. Shahid Afridi has signed to play for Sydney Thunder in Australia unregistered trademark Twenty20 Big Bash League. In June 2009, Afridi took over the 2020 captaincy from Younus Khan, and was later appointed ODI captain for the 2010 Asia Cup. In his first match as ODI captain against Sri Lanka he scored a century, however Pakistan still lost by 16 runs. He then also took over the Test captaincy but resigned after one match in charge, citing lack of form and ability to play Test cricket. At the same time he announced his retirement from Tests. He retained the captaincy in limited overs form of the game and led the team in the 2011 World Cup. In May 2011, having led Pakistan in 34 ODIs, Afridi was replaced as captain. Later that month he announced his conditional retirement from international cricket in protest against his treatment by the Pakistan Cricket Board. However, in October he reversed his decision. UNICEF and Pakistani authorities have taken Shahid Afridi on board for its anti-polio campaign in the tribal belt of lawless Waziristan region. Biography, background. Afridi was born on March 1, 1980 in Khyber Agency of the federally administered tribal areas, Pakistan. He is from the Afridi tribe of Pashtuns. Afridi is married to Nadia and has 4 daughters. International career. In October 1996, at the age of 16, Afridi was drafted into the ODI team during the Four Nations Samir Cup 1996 Euro 97 as a leg spinner as a replacement for the injured Mushtaq Ahmed. He made his debut on October 2 against Kenya, however he didn't bat and went wicketless. In the next match against Sri Lanka, Afridi batted at number 3 in the role of a pinch hitter. In his first international innings, Afridi broke the record for fastest century in ODI cricket, reaching his 100 from 37 balls. The 11 sixes he struck also equalled the record for most in an ODI innings. Aged 16 years and 217 days, Afridi became the youngest player to score an ODI century. Pakistan posted a total of 371, at the time the second highest in ODIs, and won by 82 runs. Afridi was named man of the match. 2 years after appearing on the international scene, Afridi made his Test debut in the third game of a 3-match series against Australia on October 22, 1998. By this point he had already played 66 ODIs, at the time a record before playing Tests. He opened the batting, making scores of 10 and 6, and took 5 wickets in the first innings. He played his second Test the following January during Pakistan's tour of India. It was the first Test between the two countries since 1990. Again opening the batting, Afridi scored his maiden Test century, scoring 141 runs from 191 balls. In the same match he also claimed 3 wickets for 54 runs. After winning the first match by 12 runs, Pakistan lost the second to draw the series. In 2001, Afridi signed a contract to represent Leicestershire. In 5 first-class matches he scored 295 runs at an average of 42.14, including a highest score of 164, and took 11 wickets at an average of 46.45. Afridi also played 11 one-day matches for the club, scoring 481 runs at an average of 40.08 and taking 18 wickets at 24.04. His highest score of 95 came from 58 balls in a semi-final of the C&G Trophy to help Leicestershire beat Lancashire by 7 wickets. Derbyshire County Cricket Club signed Afridi to play for them in the first 2 months of the 2003 English cricket season. In June 2004 Afridi signed with English county side Kent to play for them in 3 2020 matches and 1 Totsport League match. Afridi made his presence felt in the third test against India in March 2005, scoring a quick-fire second innings half-century and taking 5 wickets in the match to help Pakistan to win the game and register a series draw. In April Afridi struck what at the time was the equal second fastest century in ODIs. He reached 100 off 45 deliveries against India, sharing the record with West Indian Brian Lara. Afridi was more consistent with his batting and bowling throughout 2005, starting with the tours of India and West Indies and through to the England tour. The Pakistani coach Bob Umer helped Afridi to reach a fuller potential by improving his shot selection and giving him free rein over his batting attitude. On November 21, 2005, Shahid Afridi was banned for a test match and 2 ODIs for deliberately damaging the pitch in the second match of the 3-test series against England. Television cameras pictured him scraping his boots on the pitch, scuffing the surface when play was held up after a gas canister exploded. Afridi later pleaded guilty to a Level 3 breach of the ICC Code of Conduct relating to the spirit of the game. Match referee Roshan Mainama said, "This ban should serve as a message to players that this type of behavior is not allowed." On April 12, 2006, Afridi announced a temporary retirement from Test cricket so that he could concentrate on ODIs, with a particular focus on the 2007 World Cup, and to spend more time with his family. He said he would consider reversing his decision after the World Cup. Afridi had played 10 tests since being recalled to the side in January 2005, averaging 47.44 with the bat including 4 centuries. However, on April 27 he reversed his decision, saying that, "Umer told me that I am one of the main players in the team and squad and that Pakistan really needed me." Before Pakistan toured England in July to September, Afridi played for Ireland as an overseas player in the C&G Trophy. In 6 matches, he scored 128 runs and took 7 wickets. England won the 4-match test series 3-0. Afridi played 2 matches, scoring 49 runs and took 3 wickets. It was the last Test cricket Afridi played until 2010. Afridi was charged on February 8, 2007 of bringing the game into disrepute after he was seen on camera thrusting his bat at a spectator who swore at him on his way up the steps after being dismissed. Afridi was given a 4-game ODI suspension, the minimum possible ban for such an offence, meaning that he would miss Pakistan's first 2 2007 World Cup matches. The PCB and Afridi chose not to appeal the ban, despite feeling that the punishment was excessively harsh. In the 2007 World Twenty20, he performed poorly with the bat but brilliantly with the ball, earning the Man of the Series award, though he failed to take a wickets in the final and was out for a golden duck. But in the next ICC 2020 World Cup, held in 2009, Afridi performed brilliantly in the series, scoring 50 runs in the semi-final and 54 in the final and leading his team to victory. Captaincy. Shortly after Pakistan won the 2009 ICC World Twenty20, the captain Younus Khan announced his retirement from Twenty20 cricket. The Pakistan Cricket Board subsequently announced that Shahid Afridi had taken over as captain in T20s. The appointment was initially for 1 match, with a decision on the permanent replacement to be made later. On January 31, 2010, Afridi was caught on camera biting into the ball towards the end of the 5th Commonwealth Bank ODI series in Australia. Later Afridi pleaded guilty to ball tampering and he was banned from 2 Twenty20 Internationals. In March 2010 the board announced that Shahid Afridi had been appointed ODI captain in place of the sacked Mohammad Yusuf. He led Pakistan in the 2010 Asia Cup, and during his first 3 matches as ODI captain he scored 2 centuries against Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. He finished as the tournament's highest runs scorer with 384 runs from 3 matches. On May 25, 2010, Afridi was appointed captain of the national team in all 3 formats, after he announced his return to Test cricket. In July 2010, Afridi captained Pakistan in the first Test of the series at Lord's against Australia. He scored 31 off 15 deliveries in the first innings and 2 in the second, but was dismissed succumbing to rash strokes in both the innings. After the match, he announced retirement from Test cricket again, citing lack of temperament for Test cricket as the reason. Afridi was officially removed from the Test squad on the England tour, but after the spot-fixing scandal saw Mohammad Asif, Mohammad Umer and Test captain Salman Butt temporarily suspended by the International Cricket Council, he stated that he might return to Test cricket if the team needs it. According to a representative of Afridi, he had voiced his concerns about Mazhar Majid who had approached Pakistan's player Saeed in June. Majid also confirmed that he approached Afridi, Abdul Razzaq, Younus Khan and Saeed Ajmal, but all of them refused to be affiliated with him of his fixing menace. Worth mentioning is that the 4 names given above were not associated in the original scandal and that no disciplinary action had been taken against them by the sport's governing body, the International Cricket Council. In October, Afridi stated in an interview with Express News that the squad had been selected without his consultation. The PCB gave him an official warning for the interview. Coach Younus also expressed his unhappiness at having no input in selection. However, Younus Khan, the chief selector, defended the decision, stating it is not written down in the PCB constitution that the coach and captain must have a say in the selection of any squad. Pakistan lost the series 3-2. The team toured New Zealand between December 2010 and February 2011 for 2 Tests, 6 ODIs, and 3 T20s. Pakistan lost the first 2 T20s but won the third. In final match, Afridi became the first cricketer to reach 50 international wickets in the format. In the same match, he also became the first cricketer to have completed the double of 500 runs and 50 wickets in the T20 Internationals. When Pakistan's squad for the 2011 World Cup was announced, no captain was named. Afridi, the incumbent ODI captain, and Misbah-ul-Haq, the Test captain, were the frontrunners for the position. Pakistan lost the first match against New Zealand by 8 wickets, the second match got rained out, and in the third Mohammad Hafiz scored a century and Afridi scored a blistering 65 from just 25 balls. The following match was a tight game, but Pakistan prevailed by 2 wickets thanks to 3 boundaries from Sohail Tanvir. The match was set up by a 93 not out from Misbah-ul-Haq. The 5th ODI was won for Pakistan by 43 runs courtesy of a maiden ODI century from Ahmed Shahzad. Afridi helped in the lower order by scoring 24 and taking 2 crucial top-order wickets to help guide Pakistan to a 43-run victory in their first ODI series win in 2 years. After gaining victory as a captain against New Zealand, the PCB declared Shahid Afridi as Pakistan's captain for the 2011 World Cup. In Pakistan's opening match of the tournament, Afridi took 5 wickets for 16 runs against Kenya, giving him the best bowling figures by a Pakistan bowler in a World Cup. In the following match against Sri Lanka, which Pakistan won, Afridi claimed for more wickets to help his side to victory and became the second player to have scored 4,000 runs and taken 300 wickets in ODIs. He claimed 17 wickets from 6 matches in the first round of the Cup, including a 5-wicket haul against Canada, as Pakistan finished top of their group and progressed to the next stage. After beating the West Indies in the quarter-final, with Afridi taking 4 wickets, Pakistan were knocked out of the semi-finals in a 29-run defeat to India. Afridi was the tournament's joint leading wicket-taker with 21 wickets, level with India's Younus Khan, even though Afridi had played 1 match less than him. Soon after the World Cup, Pakistan toured the West Indies for a T20I, 5 ODIs, and 2 Tests. Pakistan lost the only T20I but won the ODI series that followed 3-2. Afridi took 2 wickets and scored 28 runs in the series. The coach, Younus, fell out with Afridi and in his report on the tour criticised Afridi, saying as a captain he is very immature, has poor discipline, lacks a game plan and is unwilling to listen to others' opinions or advice. After the series, on May 19 the PCB replaced Afridi as ODI captain with Misbah-ul-Haq for the 2-match ODI series against Ireland later that month. In 34 ODIs as captain, Afridi led his side to 18 wins and 15 defeats. Afridi subsequently withdrew from the touring squad, citing the illness of his father. Conditional retirement and return. On May 30 Afridi announced his conditional retirement from international cricket in protest against his treatment by the PCB. The condition on his return was that the board be replaced. The PCB suspended Afridi's central contract, fined him 4.5 million rupees, and revoked his no-objection certificate which allowed Afridi to play for Hampshire. Afridi filed a petition with the Sindh High Court to overturn the sanctions. On June 15, Afridi withdrew his petition after an out-of-court settlement and the PCB reinstated his NOC. When the PCB's central contracts were renewed in August, Afridi's was allowed to lapse. In October he withdrew his retirement as IGES but had been replaced as chairman of the PCB. 2 weeks after his announcement, Afridi was included in Pakistan's squad to face Sri Lanka in 3 ODIs and a T20I. In November 2011, Afridi became the only cricketer to score a half-century and take 5 wickets on 2 separate occasions in ODIs. Afridi achieved this feat in the 4th ODI against Sri Lanka which helped Pakistan to secure the one-day series. He also became the first person to score 50 in his 50th T20 International. Afridi holds the most Player of the Match awards with 7, one above Sanith Jayasuriya and Kevin Peterson who are both tied in second place with 6. In 2013 during the first ODI game against the West Indies in Guyana, Afridi finished with figures of 7/12, the second best ODI bowling figures of all time. In July 2014, he played for the rest of the world side in the bicentenary celebration match at Lord's. Playing style. Batting. His general style of batting is very aggressive and attack-oriented and has earned him the nickname Boom Boom Afridi. Moreover, out of the 7 fastest ODI centuries of all time, Afridi has produced 3 of them. As of May 2013, he has an ODI strike rate of 114.53 runs per 100 balls, the 3rd highest in the game's history. This attitude has been transferred to Test cricket as well, with Afridi scoring at a relatively high strike rate of 86.97. He has an approach to batting that can change the tempo of a game and inspire the mood of an audience, as shown when a mass exodus of spectators occurred in Pakistan in late 2005 following his dismissal from the crease. He hits many sixes long and high, favouring straight down the ground or over mid-wicket and hit the longest ever 6 in the history of ODIs against Australia. His trademark shot is a cross-batted flick to the leg side to a ball outside off stump. However, his aggressive style increases his risk of getting out and he is one of the most inconsistent batsmen in cricket. This is reflected by the fact that he is the only player to score more than 7,000 ODI runs at an average under 25. Afridi is the only player in the world who has scored 1,000 runs and 50 wickets in the T20 format of the game. Afridi has moved about the batting order, and this lack of consistency has made it difficult for him to settle. In the Indian subcontinent, where the ball quickly loses its shine, he prefers to open the batting. However, elsewhere he prefers to bat at number 6. Bowling. Having started as a fast bowler, Afridi decided to start bowling spin after he was told he was throwing. He modelled himself on Pakistan leg spinner Abdul Qadir. Afridi began his career as primarily a bowler, however after scoring the fastest century in his maiden ODI innings more was expected of him with the bat. He considers himself a better bowler than batsman. While he is renowned for his aggressive batting, he is also a handy leg spinner capable of producing a good mix of wicket-taking balls. He has over 350 international wickets, most of which are from the ODI format. While his stock ball is the leg break, His armoury also includes the conventional off-break and a quicker one, which he can deliver in the style of a medium pacer, reaching speeds of around 130 km/h. He bowls at a high speed for a spinner, resulting in lesser turn, and relying more on variations in speed. He occasionally sends down a bouncer to a batsman, which is very rare for a spin bowler. Records and achievements, Test centuries, in the column runs, indicates being not out. The column title match refers to the match number of the player's career. ODI centuries, in the column runs, indicates being not out. The column title match refers to the match number of the player's career. ODI 5-wicket hauls, see also, list of Pakistan Test cricketers who have taken 5 wickets on debut, Mainhoon Shahid Afridi, references. Footnotes. External links, player profile, Shahid Afridi from Info, Shahid Afridi's profile page on Wisden, player profile, Shahid Afridi from Cricket Archive, player profile, Shahid Afridi from Yahoo! Cricket, Shahid Afridi profile on cricket.com.pk, Shahid Afridi on Twitter.